So let's recap. I know this session can be a bit confusing, so let's make sure together that we understand the difference between the reverse shell and the bind shell. The bind shell was the first example. For the bind shell, we've seen two examples already. The very first one, when there was a shell listening on port 1524 in the first part of this course. The shell was sitting there listening on port 1524, waiting for anybody to connect to this port. So what we did is we used netcat to connect to port 1524 and we got presented with a shell. That was our first, simplest, easiest hack that we will never see anything again like it ever. I guarantee you that. Then we recreated this scenario. We managed to get a script uploaded to the Metasploitable machine, and through that we ran netcat and we told netcat to attach the bash shell to port 1234 and listen on that port waiting for any connection. Then we used netcat from our Kali to connect to port 1234 and we got presented with a shell. So that was the bind shell. And like I said, if there were a firewall, chances are that we would have gotten blocked. The reverse shell, on the other hand, was when we got access to the Metasploitable machine, and instead of getting netcat to listen on port 1234 on Metasploitable, we got netcat to execute the bash shell and send it to our Kali machine. And of course, we had to specify on what port we wanted netcat to send the shell. In our case, we chose port 1234. And from our side, we needed to be able to catch this shell. We needed to be able to catch this connectivity that was incoming to us. So on our side, we set up netcat to listen to port 1234 and we waited for the connection to come in. And that was the reverse shell. I hope the difference between bind shell and reverse shell is clear. If it's not, please make sure that you review this video and revisit this video and rewatch this video as many times as you want, and make sure that you practically do these exercises. Practice them over and over and over until the concept is clear. This is a very important concept in the world of ethical hacking and penetration testing. Don't go over it unless you are very clear on the difference between bind shell and reverse shell. Once you're happy with your understanding and you're ready, we can move on to the next section.